Just really quick before I start the video with the update on how all the upgrades and how these planes are performing. There's two things that I want to bring up. One of them is I've got one slot available for my next round of builds. It's gonna set to begin sometime at the end of next year. That could be for a high wing or a low wing. So if you're interested in that, go ahead and shoot me an email and we can talk about that. Also, I keep forgetting to mention, I offer a virtual build assist program, which has been working really well for a couple of people who are doing that. It's basically if you don't need the full build assist at my facility and everything, if you're building at home, but would like to have me on retainer, you can shoot me a text or an email or a phone call, and we can quickly go over what needs to be done or how to get through a sticking point. It also includes all of the upgrade parts that I'm producing for these planes. I don't at this time, and I'm not sure that I ever will offer the upgrades aside from the fuel manifold for sale. I'm just too busy and I don't know that I can accommodate producing all these parts for everybody to sell. So for now, the only way to get it is a build assist through me or the virtual build assist. So if you think that might be something you're interested in, shoot me an email and we can talk about it. I do think it's a really, really good way to be able to get through the build yourself with the confidence that you have me available to provide pictures or video or whatever the question would require to get it answered properly. And you can move through the build a little bit quicker and a little bit more confident that some of those sticking points, you may not have to go through the struggle of resolving them on your own. So anyway, let's get to the regular video. All right, so today is Sunday, November 28th, and here's an update for the two slings that are now complete and flying beautifully that I've been working on for the last couple months here. This one here has about 15 hours on it, and so it's earned its wheel pants. So I like to wait till about 10 hours, you know, something around about 20 landings or so, to make sure that everything's good with the mains and the brakes and all of that before I do put the fairings on the wheels. I think it's just a little bit of a safer route. And this one's got about 5 hours on it, and soon to catch up quickly. The proud owner of this plane will be here in a couple days and we'll put a bunch of hours on it. So anyway, so a couple of updates on the way things have panned out for the upgrades and things like that. We'll use this plane here as our description. First of all, let me get up in here. First of all, check out this upholstery scheme that this guy chose out. So we got a lighter gray carpet. It's still gray. It's kind of like a medium gray. And I think it just looks really, really beautiful in here. And he got matching leather side panels to his upholstery color, which I think is just an absolutely phenomenal touch. It really brings everything together rather than the standard vinyl that Sling uses on the sides there. And all throughout the back, and he's got the lighter gray in the baggage compartment. I really like these embroidered experimental tags. It kind of looks a little bit more polished than the stickers. And yeah, so everything came together really nice in this plane too. I know I haven't shown quite as much of this one, so this one's time for a showcase. Yeah, I think it really tied in nice. So anyway, the fresh air vents improvement that I made is working absolutely phenomenally. I could not have hoped for a better outcome on those vents. With the servo control here, it really gives a great amount of adjustability to how much air is coming through, and with it wide open, it just pumps air through the front as well as the back vent that you see there behind the seat belt. It's about a 60% air comes through the front and 40 through the back. I do believe that the air distribution through the NACA splitter is even, but of course you get some loss going down that side channel into there. So that's working absolutely phenomenally. The heater improvement is working perfectly as well. So the finished result with the heater is, if I can show that down there, it's a vent essentially just below the front seats for the two backseat passengers. And in this particular plane, his front seat heat just dumps out at the feet there, as well as the defrost. So the output is just absolutely great, and the heat that comes through them is phenomenal. So I'm really, really happy with both of these upgrades. In addition to that, the overhead console is just so perfectly fitted in there. Actually, maybe if I get inside this plane really quick. So you could see I'm holding the camera exactly at my eye level right now, and there's no obstruction whatsoever. I could even be a couple inches taller for the view, and they're really nicely placed, and you know, really convenient, easy to get to, and it cleans up the panel a bit. So really happy with that. And in addition to that, now I might need to get out of the plane. All right. In addition to that, this particular pilot doesn't intend on flying with backseat passengers very often. So he chose to put another overhead console here for his limo plugs for his front seat headsets. And we just mounted them up with some plastic clamps there. So the controls are readily accessible just behind your head, and the headsets are really nicely placed. And actually, this is a really, really nice setup. The cord isn't in your lap, it's not in your way, you don't even know it's there. I don't know that I would recommend this if you plan on having backseat passengers often. At least not mounting these like this. We would figure out a way to get them up in here somewhere, which would be just fine. But yeah, those will obstruct the view out the windshield for the backseat passengers. But like I said, this was what worked for this particular pilot. So that location for the limo plugs is actually really, really nice. I like it a lot, as far as just being inside the aircraft. So yeah, so we can walk over to this one. Both planes are flying absolutely phenomenally. Really no squawks to speak of, you know, which is good, but I guess takes some of the fun out of it for me. Let me go to the other side of the wing here. And so this is the finished result of this plane's interior. A couple things that are different here are his front heater vents come out right there, kind of on the side of your leg. And with the eyeball vent, you can choose to close it off, direct it whichever way works for you, and things like that. And of course, this panel I did custom in the shop here, and everything is working really, really nicely. Same thing with his fresh air vents. It's the same system, working beautifully, beautifully. And the overhead console, the same thing. So I'm really happy with the way the overheads fit in there. No view obstruction whatsoever. And yeah. So I think that's pretty much it for the update. Oh, in addition to that, of course, it's all covered up now by the fairings, but I had shown in several videos ago a technique that we're trying out with some foam backer rod and silicone to seal up all the gaps at the wing root, and these planes are doing very, very nicely compared to my personal plane, which I did not do that in. There's just no cold air leakage to speak of, or so minimal compared to without doing that. So the heater, not only does it work better, but it's also needed a lot less. So yeah, this one will earn its wheel pants sometime next week. And yeah, so I just wanted to give the update. The heater and the fresh air, both of them are working flawlessly. And the last thing on both of these is we're going to powder coat the spinner black. So that'll kind of tie everything in, but I like to wait probably about 25 hours on the plane for that, maybe 30, because it'll require a dynamic balance of the prop, and I like to let everything kind of work itself in, all those fresh bushings and grommets and things, and everything can kind of find its home, and then we'll dynamic balance the props with the black powder coat. So last, I do have one slot available still for the end of next year. So if anybody's interested, send me an email. My email's in the description. I'd love to help you get into a beautiful Sling TSi like these. So hope everybody had a good Thanksgiving, and we'll see what comes in the next video.